What's up, guys? I'm the official Rare here with my co-host, the
What's up,
official
guys?
Allen.
How's it going?
We're gonna be talking about dieting and how it's really hard to start, and just like everything, really. But it's really hard to start. Um, I don't know how to explain it really. It's when you start, it's almost like going to the gym. That's the best analogy I could do for it, because when you start, you just don't feel like doing it, you know?
Yeah, it's
And
it's like it's so I don't know how to explain it either. To be honest, it's a weird type of thing. It's like you want it, but you don't want it. You know, like oh yeah, for sure, you want to have a six pack. You want to look ripped. You know what I mean, right?
yeah,
But at the same time, in the moment, you don't want it. You don't want it as bad as you think you do, right? So it's all about making up your mind early on and how bad do you want something.
yeah, it's almost like if y'all have ever heard of the reptilian mind, they have this subconscious where they do things based off of their subconscious, and their subconscious is like forcing them to do things. Like, yeah, you can say you don't want to do something, right? But at the same time, the back of your brain's telling you don't do it, or like don't diet. Like I want to eat. I'm hungry. Like that's your animalistic side. You know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly, it's like I don't know. It's like some people they get in the habit of it's like the easy habit, the chill habit.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to step out your comfort zone, so you don't even try or you don't even care about it half the time. People don't even know what that means. They just know what they know, a couch potato, and that's where they stay.
Right. When I think about dieting, like what type of foods do you think of? Like,
Honestly, like as mediocre as it sounds, whenever I think of dieting, I just think of a salad. But I know damn well that that's not the best diet. It just depends like what you're going after. If you're trying to put on muscle and you want to bulk up, right, in a lean bulk, right, then you're not gonna be eating fucking salads. Let's just be dead ass serious. You're not gonna eat fucking salads, right? But if you're trying to lose calories and you need a meal to get you through the day, something light on calories, you're gonna smack a salad. All right, that's just how it goes.
what would you say to the people that just do not like salads in general? Like,
Honestly, I hate salads too. I honestly hate them. Only way I can eat them is with some flavoring on them or something. They're horrible for me, but I still chug one down every now and then because I know it's good for my body, even though it doesn't have too much nutrition. I know some of the stuff it has is pretty good for me, so I always try to eat it, even if I don't like it.
what would you say to the people that aren't dieting right now? Like, that just don't think dieting is important?
Honestly, if you're going to the gym consistently and you're not dieting, then that's kind of rough because you're literally losing. Yeah, I don't know how to say it. You're wasting time basically because you're going kind of backwards. If you're going to the gym, like say you have a plan like 4 times a week, right, and you're not dieting, and you're eating cookies after the gym, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're literally going backwards. You're not going forward. Like yeah, maybe you look a little different in like a year or so, but compared to what you could have looked like, it's not that good for you.
So, like, how would you feel about like the protein powder and all these like supplements to like get you big? Do you feel like you need them or?
Honestly, I don't like. I mean, you see, I tried protein powder and that stuff, but it's so disgusting. I can't drink that stuff, and I honestly, I'm happy that I don't because I don't know. I feel like it's not really a way. Like, yeah, it's natural stuff, but I feel like it's better for you if you get it done yourself.
Do you feel personally like if you see a bodybuilder like Arnold Schwarzenegger or like any of the bodybuilders nowadays, do you feel disgusted? Like I feel like the big look, I just don't like it. I like the lean look,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, same. Honestly, when people are like really bulked up, it kind of disturbs me in a way. Like it's just I don't know, it looks kind of like unhumane
Yeah, their
because
physique is almost like have you seen those like super large like cows, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, like the genetically modified cows that are like
Yeah, that
super
shit
diesel,
it's
and then they got all the
it's
muscles
yeah.
for no reason. It's It's messed up.
Disturbing.
It's disturbing. Yeah.
I don't even know how to.
I just feel like if you stayed lean, like I feel like the ideal physique is to stay lean and have muscle.
Yeah, because over time when you age and you're bulked up, you're gonna lose a lot more. You're gonna lose a lot of stuff important to you quicker, especially with your body, because it's like, oh, you have all this weight. You know, what I mean? Your legs are probably gonna go out sooner, right? Your hands are probably gonna get more tired, right? Because you're older, your body doesn't produce as much stuff as it did before. That's why a lot of older men usually lean up and they get a lot skinnier, right? Because it's better to be skinnier when you're older. It just, I don't know how to explain it, because like even like survival skills wise, you know, you're not gonna be like an old guy. You're not gonna be pushing 7 years old and be bulking.
Right.
That's not how it goes.
Right.
Like you're gonna get clapped instantly.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where you are.
Your metabolism and shit slows down. But
Yeah.
moving a little bit along, how would you feel about these people that take these supplement pills like that are older? Do you feel like they need them? Like, cause
Honestly, I see.
it as like testosterone is being lost.
Yeah, I see a lot of ads. I haven't really seen a lot of older guys taking them, but I've seen like some transgender women taking them, and that stuff disturbs me. They have fucking bigger biceps. Their arms are huge,
Shit.
bigger than most men. She could fucking take out a whole football team with those things. Those things are deadly. I don't know what type of supplement she was taking, but that stuff, I don't know. I don't really like anything that's unnatural. I kind of go for the natural type of vibe. And that stuff is unnatural, 100%, like through the roof.
So what would your like ideal natural physique of a woman be like? Cause we're talking so much about men you think are gay or some shit, but
Yeah.
like, what would your ideal physique of a woman be like that is like strong or?
Honestly, like it's I don't know, because if you have a lot of muscle, that doesn't mean that you're actually strong. It just means you have muscle. Strength is built over time, right? And it's the type of thing of, honestly, like it's good for a woman to be strong, right? But you don't want her fucking being like She-Hulk and smacking people down, right? You want her like you want her to be like you want her to be like in good shape, be lean, you know what I mean, and just kind of just like chill. It's not too bad. Go to the gym 4 times a week.
Do you think
right?
like that would be the same with men and women? You just don't want them to be like super diesel. Like there's no reason to it.
Yeah. There's no unless you're fucking going to a bodybuilding tournament. That's what you love. Okay, yeah, I don't care about that. But if you're just a normal guy, right, and you're trying to get in shape, the best look for you is to be lean. That's honestly all it is in the day. If you're lean, right? I mean, maybe for some people's body types, it's harder. Some people have like genes for bulking, right? Like Joe Rogan. Look at Joe Rogan. He's always been a bulked man, right? His whole life, right? So that's his genetic. For him, it's hard to be lean, right? But he can still do it, right? And when he gets older, he is, obviously. But right now, in the stage of time, he's gonna be bulked for like a few more years still.
Right.
But for some people, like if you're skinnier, it's better to like put on more muscle, because you're gonna lose it, and then you're gonna have like that lean look. If that makes sense, because you're taller, right? And it's more evenly dispersed. Like you could be weighing like 280, right? And you're the leanest guy, right? But you weigh more, but you're lean. Like look at Kawhi Leonard. How much does Kawhi Leonard weigh? He's weighing somewhere around 200, right? But he looks lean, right? But he's so tall. He's like what, 6'8"?
It's because of your height. Yeah, your height disperses your weight, and
yeah. So it's all about your body type.
Yeah, it's purely about your body type. You can't change it, so you might as well, like we said in the last podcast, adapt to it, right?
Yeah.
But another thing we need to talk about is really like the truth about this food shit, bro. Cause like y'all really don't see what you're consuming, y'all. Like it's sad, like what y'all are consuming. This sugar shit that y'all consume daily on a daily basis is so bad for you. You wouldn't imagine.
Yeah.
It makes your teeth rot. It makes you bulk up faster than any fattener of like any kind of this era or age right now.
Yeah.
And it's really bad for you. Another thing, like bread has gluten in it, and gluten is something that doesn't get decomposed or doesn't get eaten by mitochondria in your systems on a cellular level, so it spits it
Yeah.
back out and it creates fat. And the reason why you're burning the fat is because you're getting it and burning it away. And usually that's literally only because of glucose. And yes, don't get me wrong, you need fat, right? You need fat to live. Like, you can't live without fat, but there's a percentage where you know that you're eating too much. Like, if you're hitting over like the 25% range, you're probably unhealthy eating. Like,
Yeah, you're overboard with everything.
and I think it is possible to get down to like 15% body fat on a fucking unhealthy diet, but past that, I don't think it's possible.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
you
your
have to
body
have
just can't.
half of it is really, or more than half of it's the diet. If you don't diet properly, like, you're not gonna be able to burn.
Property.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to burn anything. Like, it's just the truth.
Yeah, it's way too hard. Your body, because the way like your body's trying to like break down your muscle fibers and regrow, right? And it can't because you're having too much fat and it's focusing on that. If that makes sense. If that's a simple way of explaining it,
Right.
it can't multitask as well as you think it can.
Um. So when we move on to like some other foods that like are good for you, but at the same time are bad for you. If you didn't know, like, fruits, yes, they taste good, and yes, people say they're good. But if you look in depth on what they actually can do, if you just only eat fruits like a fucking monkey, you will be eating legit sugar. Fructose
Yeah,
is fruit sugar. That's what it is.
yeah,
So you just gotta watch everything. You don't need to watch it necessarily like all the time, but you can watch it in moderation if that makes sense.
yeah. Like milk. You want to tell them about milk? Holy.
Yeah, milk is like almost any dairy product for real is not the best for you. But
At all.
milk especially is just it can decrease your lifespan by like in half your lifespan. So people that were
Yeah,
possibly living up to like 80 years old were dying at 45, 50 from
yeah, because of
drinking two
cholesterol.
glasses of milk every day.
Yeah,
Um
and the bullshit that it says makes your bones strong. Yeah, it kind of does, especially when you're a little kid and you're drinking milk because your body's still growing, right? But when you're fully grown, or at least like past 16 years old, right? There's no need for it. It's
if
literally you're killing yourself.
if we're gonna go into depth on milk real quick, um, so do we want to explain like how the milk actually works, like what it's
Yeah, yeah,
actually
go for
doing?
it. If you know everything, yeah, go for it.
So milk is actually just a baby food, if that makes sense, or a superfood. So what it
Yeah,
does is it amplifies everything, and it has like super nutrients to help you grow really fast. Um, the reason why it's so unhealthy is because of its high amount of cholesterol, and most of the people that drink milk, if we're being honest here, do not fucking work out. We know this for a
yeah, they
fact.
have high cholesterol. It's obvious.
Like, and that's why you just don't want to drink milk unless like you're consistently working out and you just don't need it. Like, I personally don't need it. I feel like water is just a better in general for
Yeah,
life and living, I guess. Um,
yeah, that's why I've honestly completely switched over to almond milk. The 30 calories unflavored almond milk, that's all I really drink. That and water. That's literally daily fucking drinking action. Like
yeah,
almond milk is just way better for you.
right,
It has everything you need and everything that you don't need. Like if you don't need something, it's not there.
right. Um, but milk just won't help you in the long run. There's been studies that just call it the fucking the liquid of death. Like, there's legit studies out there that call it the white liquid of death. It's
Um,
it's good for you at a young age. We can say that. We know that for a
yeah,
fact. But later on down the road, it's not healthy. It's just not gonna help you. You know.
yeah. Not where you want to be, what you want to be drinking in your adulthood.
But moving on to like working out, what type of workouts do you do like on a daily basis?
Honestly, on a daily basis, well, I go down there, I hit the bench press, well, I do a little bit of ab workout. I got the pull-up bar down there. I got the band, the plastic band, so I'll be kind of doing that. I gotta tie it up to like a pole, so I just be doing some hand movement stuff, you know.
Right.
What else? I got the dumbbells, do some regular push-ups. Honestly, it's kind of, and then what? I do some squats too. I just try to hit the whole body. It's not really too randomized for me. I just go down there, kind of like warm up, stretch a little bit, and then I just go right into it.
Would you say that this like improves your mood, your attitude, and everything?
Honestly, like especially with school and stuff now, I get a lot more mad about dumb stuff because
Right.
I'm getting absolutely shredded right now in school, but or at least compared to their standards. So yeah, honestly, working out kind of just helps me chill down. Like I just go down there, I'm like mad, and then I come upstairs, I'm like, I feel a little better. It's just a good mental place to be. It's like meditation, but for your body.
Yeah, that's sort of how I feel. It's just a sort of a relaxing. It's almost like sleep to me, you know? Like you're just
Yeah.
laying down or just it just feels natural, you know?
hmm
Um moving on, like how would you feel about like social media? Like do you like it? Do you hate it?
You
Or
see, social media, it's such a big thing now, right? And most people, they forget that they're even in it, right? We're on social media right now. We're on YouTube, right? You guys are watching this on YouTube, right? Of course, right? But you have to realize that it's only a tool, okay? It's used to help you, to better you. Like you listening to us, you're bettering yourself because you're learning something that you didn't know, right? But when people get it twisted and saying like, this is like all I do, this is my life, I don't know anything else other than this, that's not good for you, right? You might want to switch up on that and, you know what I mean, get some things going for you, right? The law of attraction, like, of course, I forgot the quote, but yeah, the law of attraction.
so how I feel about social media is it's almost like a black hole with your time.
Yeah.
Uh you put things in but you get nothing back. It's almost like a toxic relationship, really.
Yeah, that's good.
You're putting your time in and getting nothing back. It's like stripping you of everything. And it almost not only takes away your time but takes a little bit of your humanity too. Like I feel like
Yeah.
after you've watched so many, it like changes your opinion and changes how you feel about things. And
Yeah.
it doesn't let you like truly like be
You
you.
can't, yeah, you can't talk like when you're talking to somebody and they have a different opinion, right? You can change it, right?
Right.
But when you're listening to something on your phone, it's so one-way and it's so pointed at you that you have no other opportunity but to switch over.
Right.
So I
It's
don't know, it's strange.
yeah, it's almost like you're being forced to have that opinion. Um I just feel like that happens way too often, really. You can't really change it. I mean, we can't change it. We don't have the power to currently, but
Yeah, soon, hopefully.
it's just one of those things that you just got to be careful of. You just got to be aware because awareness is the
Yeah,
key
vigilant.
to everything. If you're aware of what your surroundings are and aware of how
Yeah.
to do things, then you'll just grow, you know?
Yeah,
It's
usually it's the little stuff that goes a long way. Something you have that no one else has will take you a long way.
right. Um, so do you have like any personal experiences with social media and its like destructive nature?
Honestly, I do. I used to, if you guys don't know about me, maybe like a few years ago, I was making like YouTube videos and stuff like that, right? And I liked it, right? It was fun. You know what I mean? Right. But the backlash that I got from it kind of, I didn't like it. I mean, I don't know. I liked when my homies would be like, oh, that was a fire vid. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's like, I go on, I'm talking to them, and they're like, damn, that was horrible, bro. You should never do that again. Don't make that. What the fuck is your problem? You know what I mean? Like that stuff kind of got to me, and I was
Yeah,
like,
just like your
damn.
last video when we were talking about removing these toxic friends. You see, he doesn't have these friends that he was talking to before. And
Yeah, they're gone.
it's sort of a laughable experience, but truly, he doesn't have these friends that he used to have anymore. And this is just because they were toxic. You know, you don't want
Yeah.
people holding you down or holding you back. Like, it's just not important.
Yeah. So honestly, like social media, I've gone back into it because I've realized that it's a tool and I know how to use it properly now, right? Like Instagram, I don't go on there and like people's posts. I go over there, right? I post what I want to post, right? Grow my fan base, right? So then I have an audience, right?
Right.
And hopefully I'll bring them over here, right? And they're gonna be watching this podcast so they understand, right? I'm just trying to help people, right? I don't want to make somebody little. I want to make them bigger, right? Like you said yesterday, two ways to grow a building, right? You know,
Right.
either knock them down, right? Or you build with them. So that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to build with them.
Right. So you were just talking about towers and buildings. Another thing that comes with that is ego. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
ego is like this big tower that you build, if that makes sense. What's your opinion and outlook on ego? Like, how do you feel about it?
Honestly, I feel like personally, I feel like I have a pretty big ego, but I always try to contain it. I try to like, I don't know, I always try to be humble. That's what I really
What do you feel is the
speak.
best option to like deal with ego? Is it humility or like
Honestly, it's I don't know. The fact of knowing that there's always going to be someone better than you is what makes me humble, right? I'm never going to be the best. I can always try, but I know someone's always going to be better than me no matter what I do, right? Even if it's one person, right? And they're not even in my league, right? They're always going to be better because of their legend, right?
right?
So I mean, you can never be the best, but that's what you push for because that's the goal at the end of the day, right? So that's what I think about. Try to be humble. Like I don't go around flexing on people. Yo, bro, bro. I posted too. I got like 500 likes, bro. What's good? You know what I mean? I don't do that stuff, right?
Right.
Because that's just like I don't. That's just such a punk move, right? Because I'm humble about it, right?
Right.
So that's just all it is.
So like just going in a little bit more in depth. Say you were to blow up overnight. How would you react to this instant success or instant blow up?
Honestly, I'm a really calm person. If I blew up overnight, I would honestly think it would be fake, right? And then if I actually figured out it was real, I would be so happy. But I would just be making more and more content. I'd just be doing the same stuff I'm doing right now.
Would you act any different per se?
You see, I feel like personally I wouldn't act different, but I would be forced to act different because of others around me. Right, like going to school, like cliques, right? He had the same problem, right? You'd go to school, right, and everyone would be on him, like, "Yo, give me a shout out, bro. Play duels with me, yo." Like everyone was on him, right? And that's what would happen. And then you'd be forced to change, right? You'd probably become more rude because everyone's on you and you can't ever breathe. You know what I mean? Right? Because once you get out of the classroom, everyone's balls deep on you, right? So the only time you have space is at home. Right? And you would be forced to change. So there's nothing you could do about that.
Right. Like, would if I had that option, I think I would maybe change a little bit because personally, I'm just a little bit fucked up in the head, a little bit weak-minded. So like every time I have this like advantage or something over someone, like I feel like personally I have to work on it, but it just eats at me. It's like, you need to show you're better. You need to do something to show you're better. But I feel like that's just your ego talking, and you just have to stop it from talking. I know it's a lot of people out there that have the same problem. If you get something or you get likes or you get something on a post or whatever the case, you just instantly have that ego just fueling you into the next move you make. You have to take a second and then suppress those emotions that come with the ego and logically think about what you're gonna do next.
Yeah, that's such an important part because you always got to be in front of your opponent, even if your opponent is like a teacher or anyone. If someone's always trying to like stop you and say that you can't, you always gotta think positive about it. You know what I mean? Always think like you can, right? If everyone says you can't, then you're most likely gonna say that to yourself, and then it's over, right? Like
Right.
Eminem, he failed ninth grade 3 times in a row,
Right.
right? Everyone told him he wasn't gonna be a famous rapper, right? A few years down the line, he's one of the biggest rappers still known, right? So it's all about what you believe, what you know is gonna happen. It's all it's about if you believe.
So speaking of success, that comes with interviews and reporters, right?
Yeah.
How would you feel if a reporter had an interview on you and tried to dig up dirt or something? How would you react to it?
Honestly, if this happens to me, I would be laughing. I don't know why. I would be in a good mood. I don't know why. If just the idea of someone walking up to me and asking me questions just makes me happy for some reason. So I wouldn't really mind too much, right? Unless I'm having a bad day, right? And I get
Right.
caught off guard or something, right?
Right.
But yeah, I would honestly just have fun with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe give some rumors out. You know what I mean? Just play with them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Am I gay? Question mark. You know what I mean? Like, I don't just to see what happens. You know?
Yeah.
And then like 2 weeks later, I got a girlfriend. So it's like, what's up? You know what I mean?
Well, speaking on that, like, how do you feel about females at this current time and age? Like,
What do you mean?
Like, how do you feel about
Oh,
them?
okay. Honestly, it's kind of weird because like a bunch of like especially in our school, there's a bunch of little horny little kids, right?
Yeah,
And
just like we said in the last podcast.
yeah, so
they just get pretty horny over dumb shit. Really.
yeah. But like I said in the last podcast too, like I know what's best for me. Like, yeah, like I would love to have a girl. Like it'll be fun. You know what I mean? You know, like who doesn't want to have a good fucking time, right? But I know damn well it's not the right move to make and that it's gonna push me off track.
Right.
So I'd rather not have one until I get what I want to do first. You know what I mean? Once I'm here, once I'm done, right, then maybe I can see how it goes. But still, I'm not really a big relationship type of guy.
All right. So there's an iconic scene in Scarface where he talks about how he gets the women, right? So what he says is first he gets the cash, then he gets the house, and then he gets the car. And then the girls come flocking to him. Do you have that same perspective on the way he earns girls, or do you have a different perspective?
You see, I 100% I get it, right? But you see, the problem with that is that they're not really there for you. They're there because of what you provide, right? And that's why I feel like it's so good to have a girlfriend off the start that's actually loyal, right? Even through the hardship, because that's how you know they're real, right? And real people are hard to find. We talked about this last podcast too, right? And that's why it's good to have one off the start, right? Instead of finding one later on, right? She's like, oh, you're so big now. Oh, you know what I mean? Dick riding you and shit, right?
Right.
You need someone to humble you down, right? That's why I feel like opposites attract so much better, right? But not too much of opposites, right? You have alike visions, right? But the way you see the world is somewhat different in some ways. That's always nice to have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As long as you can get along.
Right. A friend of mine told me the other day that if you have someone like that is just riding your dick all the time, yes, it feels good, right? Like it feels good to have compliments coming your way all the time. But what happens when that cloud falls, right?
Yeah, for sure.
When all that good energy just drops.
You know, first thing that's gonna happen.
How are you gonna react? How are you gonna react like in that situation? Adversity hits. Like, how are you gonna react to that? You know?
Honestly, like it's I don't even know how to explain it. It's you know the first thing they're gonna do is they're gonna switch up on you, right? Obvious. They're gonna be like you lose something, right? So say you lost everything, right? Overnight, gone, right?
Right.
First thing what's gonna leave next is most likely the girls, right? They're gonna be like, we don't want nothing with you now. You can't give us nothing now, right? So why have you around, right?
Right.
So everyone's gonna switch up on you, right? And this is in life, if this ever happens to anyone, this is the best moment to realize, right?
Well,
Who's there for you?
This is usually the moment that most normal. I'm not putting myself above these people, but I'm just saying most people react to this situation as the first time they actually get quote unquote woke, right?
Yeah, yeah. And honestly, if they don't get woke, they honestly just give up on life and don't even try again, right? And
Right.
that's failure right there. That's failure because they didn't even try, right? But in life, especially if I was in this situation, I would be somewhat happy because I know that everyone that left me is a fake homie, right? And everyone that's
Right.
here and that believes is the real people. And you want more real people, right? So
Right.
now since the cards have opened up and you see who's who now, right? Then it's better for you to start, right? Because it's gonna be easier. You have experience, right? You can't buy experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now that you have that stuff from previous and you have real people, right? It should be a lot more easier for you, right? Even if you're 40 years old. You know what I mean?
Right.
You
Right.
still got this in the bag because you know everything and you know how to do everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just why can't you do it, right? It's just a matter of if you're gonna do it or not.
Right. So we try all the time to improve ourselves, like you've heard it like time and time again, but what happens when shit hits the fan and like everything comes down on you, like sort of like the time we're in right now, like your parents are stressing about school, and your parents are also stressing about COVID, and everyone's stressing about this. So what have you done personally to rebalance the scale, right?
Honestly, I like as rude as it sounds, I try not to listen to anyone else. That like if people don't have a similar vision to me, right? Like I take in the input, right? But I don't put it back out,
Right.
right?
Right.
It's like someone walks up to me, or what was it called? The Princier or whatever, a trash can or whatever. What was it called?
What?
When like someone dumps their trash on you and then you go dump it on someone else.
Yeah, trash man.
Yeah, trash man, right? I try not to be like that, right? Someone dumps their trash on me, right? I'm trying to smile and wave, right? That's just
Right.
the ideal thing you can do because you don't want it to spread. It's like an infection,
Right.
right? So you gotta sustain it, right? Keep it indoors. You know what I mean?
Right.
Don't get it outside. But yeah, I try not to let people get to me, even though they do. It's just I don't know. It's just something to remember always. Like no matter what you do, how big you get, people are always gonna try to bring you down.
True. Um so speaking on just in general, so are there any like places like that interest you like completely, like you just want to go and see?
Yeah, for sure. I really want to go to Europe, from where my family's from. Right. Even yeah, go see my grandma because my grandpa passed. I didn't get to meet him, but I really want to meet my grandma. She seems like a nice lady.
Right.
I don't really care too much about family. I know because family, yeah, they're related to you by blood, but they don't see what you see. And even if you try to explain it to them, they're always going to be against you because they don't agree with you.
Right.
So that's why blood doesn't make family. You know what I mean? You get to choose
It's
in life,
it's
right?
it's like sad because sometimes like you're actually really close with that person, and they just can't see
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
And then you have a
yeah,
friend or whatever that is not as close, and they see the same thing you see, and like
yeah,
you just
yeah,
grow closer with that person. it's
yeah. It's just
it sort of is like you can't control it. It's just
it just
the way
happens.
they're
It's just a
wired,
thing.
you know.
Yeah, especially like little signs in life. Like there's always something that nudges you through some. I don't know how to explain it. Like I had a PC. If I didn't sell it, honestly, I probably wouldn't have gotten as far as I've gotten. Right? I don't know. It's just something I was thinking about last night. It's like it's just little things that you have to do in order to push you a little bit more. It's
Right.
that easy, right? Mentally, once you've unlocked it, it's done.
So like I heard you were talking about your grandparents and whatnot. Do you have like a backstory that's really like messed up, or because the mediocre cliche is like everyone that grows up has to have a fucking tragic backstory, and that blows up.
Yeah, honestly, I do, but I don't really want to get it too in depth with it. it's just like life is just fucked up, you know what I mean? And you
Right.
can't really do much about it. It creates the person you are today, right?
Mhm.
And I'm sure most people have one, right? But just because you have one doesn't mean you're gonna go far,
Right.
right? You can be like the nicest kid ever, never nothing bad ever happened to you, right? And you're gonna go far, right?
Yeah.
So it
People.
doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Yeah. There's people like J. Cole. If you haven't heard, he was a middle class, just average little kid that was good at rapping, and he just blew up. You know.
Yeah,
It's like it's not that hard as long as you are consistent. That's just the thing.
yeah. It's just something in life you just got to get down.
Right. Um. Speaking about life, where do you see yourself in 5 years? If you're being honest with yourself.
In 5 years, if I'm being honest with myself, I honestly, I just see myself having a good time. To be honest, I can't see nothing else. I just see myself having fun, having a good time. Just living life. There's nothing to do really. I got one life. I better live it, right? I wanna do all this insane stuff, right?
Right.
But I'm just trying to just live life, right? Like I
Right.
want to make I want to make some good money, right? Have fun, right? Just do my stuff because the stuff I'm doing right now, like making this podcast, this is what I actually like doing,
Yeah,
right? It interests
enjoyment.
me,
Right.
right? So like I want to be an entertainer, right? So most likely have a cameraman and he's gonna be following me around making bangers all day,
Right.
right? And I'm over here making money, have a business on the side, all right? So life's good, right? If you're good to life, it's gonna be good to you. It's like a fire, right? You can't have a fire if you don't have any wood. So it's as easy as that.
There is a saying that goes around a lot. It's when if you play life as easy, it's gonna be hard, and if you play life as hard, it's gonna be it's gonna be easy. Um,
Yeah, can you repeat that? I was my mom was talking to
all
me.
right, that's fine. If you play life as hard, it's gonna be easy, and if you play life as easy, it's gonna be hard. Do you have
Yeah.
like any correlation to your life currently with that saying?
Um Honestly, I don't. I'm honestly kind of just confused right now because my mom walked in on me and she was like, "I got to talk to your counselor about SATs and stuff
SATs.
because he's trying to make me serious about school and whatever, right?" But this isn't really the path I want to take, and she's kind of just, I gotta get it done. That's all I know. Gotta get it done.
So about school. So we talked about how college isn't important, right?
Yeah.
Um, are there like any ways you think you could just start up before you leave high school? Like really easy for these people that are younger in the audience.
Yeah, honestly, if you're in high school, middle school right now, like, all you gotta do, if you live in a house or something, right, you just get a lawnmower or something. If you don't have one, save up for one Christmas money or something. Try to cut some grass. Try to do some side hustles, right? Or if
Right.
you already have some money, maybe you can get a card or something. Try to start like an online business or something. Maybe try to do stocks, right? Read some books. Try to
Right.
figure some stuff out. Make some money while you're young, right?
Right.
And if you're in high school right now, honestly, just do the same stuff. Maybe get a job if you want to too. Probably make it go up a lot faster. But you really just, I don't know. You see, my dad's trying to enforce on me that going to college, right, is for going there is it's not really for what I learn. It's really for
The degree, right?
what it gives me above people, right?
Right. Right.
The status quo that I have a college degree and that I'm smarter than you. That's what it gives you.
But
Bec-
isn't it
That
true that a lot of dumbasses come out of college?
yeah, for sure, right, for sure. But people don't care about that. People are like, oh, he has a college degree. This guy's
Well,
smart, right?
we can go into depth on that real quick. So last video we were talking about how college degrees, right? They will not really help you get a job per se. Like
Yeah,
quickly.
yeah.
Um,
Completely
we
useless.
just sort of briefly like scratched it. Like we didn't even go really over it. We didn't rip the band-aid or anything.
Yeah.
But if we're really gonna talk about this, it's really just a problem because we have so many people going to college, like poor
Yeah.
and middle class. Like there's no in between. Like everyone.
And
goes
that's
to
honestly,
college.
that's,
And,
yeah, those are the people that always try to go
there's
for.
absolutely like every single movie shows college as good thing, right? So we
Mm-hmm.
have the media portraying college as good because everyone's average, clearly.
Yeah.
But you see all these people going to college and we're watching these movies and thinking that they are doing good, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we're
but
perceiving them as good. But if you get out of college and you're done with college, you know exactly what's gonna happen. You're gonna have about as much money as a high schooler.
yeah,
And
you're probably
you're
even
gonna
less
be
power.
trying to self-sustain yourself with a useless college degree. By the way, it's not gonna help you
Yeah.
for a few years until you get until you get your job, right? And
Yeah.
then once you get that job, you got another fucking like 40 years on the plate. So you better have.
So you're
fun
gonna
with
have
that.
to live with somebody for a little bit, for
but-
sure.
Basically, you're just waiting another. So we added this up the other podcast. You're wasting about 24 years, right?
Yeah.
Going through college. A doctorate is 28. With a doctorate, you're probably gonna be like 31 once you get a job, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's
31. That's crazy.
years of your life
and
gone.
You're probably gonna be dead by the time you try to retire.
I'm trying to be retired by fucking 25, not 31.
And if you do the same thing with the normal master's degree, you have 24 when you get out of college, and then if you add 3 more years, which is the average amount of years it takes for a job or a decent job to come up in the business world for colleges right now, that might go up. That number actually might go up. We don't know. Right now. But it will go up to 27 years just right now. It could go to up to 28, which is the exact same amount of time as a fucking doctor takes to get out of college.
Yeah, and honestly, I was thinking about just going to some community college or something for like 2 years. So I have something that I've completed college, quote unquote, right?
Right.
Because I don't know, because like if you think about Elon Musk, right? He knew this stuff and he knew it was completely useless, right? But he still went, right? And so older people now look at him like, oh, he has a college degree. That's why. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and I'm trying to apply to the mediocre people because end of the day, there's so many more of them, right? And like you rather have more people, right? It doesn't matter if they're not like they don't see what you see, right? But as long as you have like 20,000 people behind you, no one's gonna really want to mess with you, right? They're gonna be like, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Right. They just drop it in general. They're like, there's no reason to talk about it, you know?
Yeah, you got a college degree, you know?
Right. So like you were saying, you're just thinking on getting a college degree because it will show a status quo, right?
Yeah. Easier to hire people too. You know what I mean? I have a college degree. They're gonna be, hey, this guy seems smart. You know, let me work for him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Them not knowing what college I went to or nothing.
So, do you think it matters if you go to Ivy League school?
A what?
Ivy League or like high class college like Harvard?
Oh. Honestly, not really. It's.
Do you think it's like built like the people that go to those schools that are literally paying like the amount of money you pay for like a fucking mansion or like a lot of money. And
a lot of money.
These people are working. Most of these people that send them off to these high colleges are working jobs, right? So they're gonna be paying off debt for the rest of their life. And still not be able to like get out of it, you know?
It's messed up because we don't have control over it, and that's the cycle. They put you in a cycle, right? That is repeated and no matter how hard you try to dig yourself out of the hole, right? it's gonna be deeper and deeper,
Right.
right? If so, say you're making $100,000 a year, right? So say you're an accountant, right? And that's your average salary yearly, right? But you have all this student debt to pay off, right? Plus you need a house now, right? You buy some cars because your cars break down on you, right?
Right.
And the reason why we have so much debt on stuff and why it costs so much is because they want you to keep on working, right? Because you're an older worker, right? So you know how it goes, right? Instead of getting like a young 20-year-old to do this job, we got you, 40-year-olds, right? But you know how to do everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? So instead of training up new people, we're going to use you, put you in more debt, right? Because you need debt, right? To keep on working for us.
Right.
As easy as that. Because if you don't have any, what's the point of working?
So it's almost an excuse, right, to get them to work.
Yeah. That's how they get you in the cycle. That's how they keep you there. Because you know if you have debt, if you have responsibility, you're not going to leave the job because you need the job to even live. So that's how they get you.
So yeah, so debt is a pretty bad little nasty fucking sucker, leech, whatever you want to call it. It will suck you bone dry. Like you either work or you die is basically these people's cycle.
Yeah.
They're not able to do anything. Like after college comes, after they're out of their job, they're not talking to their friends anymore.
They can't.
They're literally just a workaholic. That's why when you see all these movies about these dads going on business trips, they have to go on business trips. If they don't go on business trips, their family falls apart. Their family dies and they don't have food. They starve and they get all their money taken away. And the money that they do make goes into the debt.
And you know damn well.
And they don't have anything else to do. So they're literally living their life with basically pre-given things. Mm-hmm. And you can't do anything with them, really.
Yeah, that's why I feel like that is so, it's so messed up. You see, because I don't ever see myself using, or I don't see myself using debt as a bad thing because I know how to use it properly,
right?
And what it does, right? So I don't see myself going down that same trap, right? Because I already know it, right? And that's not really how it's gonna go. Like, you know what I mean? Right. Unless like I'm older, right? Like I'm like 27 right now, and I'm trying to like buy a Lambo or something. You know what I mean? But I got money, right? And I'm like, all right, I'll pay it off over time, right? But I'm making money, right? Like I don't know. Debt is only a bad thing if you know that you're gonna struggle to pay it off. If you're coming in with $1 million a year, right, and paying that car off is gonna be no problem, right, then it's not a problem for you, right? It's just all about your financial status and like how you're gonna be able to manage this, right? Like your job, yeah, it keeps you alive, right? You have income coming in, right? But you're not gonna be able to work there your whole life, right? Like teachers, they try to mess with their pension or whatever, right? And they got mad about that because that's the only thing that they have. Because when school's not in session, they have to go work at a McDonald's or a museum or something to survive.
So,
but they have college degrees though, right? But they still have to survive because the government doesn't help them.
So, I actually heard something about this. This is actually why colleges are so destructive. It's because they get you in such a specialized area that you can't escape it. It's almost like, I want to go to be a doctor. No, I just don't want to only be a doctor. I want to be a brain surgeon. I don't only want to be a brain surgeon. I want to be a brain surgeon that works on the frontal cortex. Like, if you get that specific and you lose your job one time, this is why people are waiting 3 years. You lose your job one time. Think about it. Think about it. You lose everything. You lose that good pay.
Yeah.
You lose all the things that paid off your debt. You're done. You're kicked out on the streets. Even if your parents are praising you for doing whatever you did, you will be left on the street. Do not listen to your parents. Your parents are going based off of these commercials that say college is the best thing since ever, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's not.
College commercials are horrible.
Man. It's not gonna help you. You gotta see it for what it is, man.
The system is so messed up and so old that it's pointless. You don't need nothing from it. If you want to learn how to do math, you go online, right? You can learn in like a week how to do everything about math, right?
Right.
Easy, right? If you suck at reading, right, then you're gonna get better at reading because online, right? You can easily pick that up on the computer, right? If you suck at anything, right, there's someone that's already done it and someone that's gonna teach you, right? That's why we have this online, right? So then what's the point of going to public school? What is the point of even going to private school if you're getting the same result end of the day?
So you're suggesting that no one should go to school, or
Honestly, I feel like it's pointless because look, if everyone left the school, like nobody showed up to school, right? They would not teach us, right? Because they couldn't teach us, right? It's the same as you have 20 employees at your job, right? None of them come up to work. You can't start the shop, right? If you have no students coming to school, you can't teach nobody. So then you'll be shut down by default. It's as easy as that. No one goes, so then it doesn't work.
So you're saying a large-scale protest or boycott?
Honestly, if we wanted to shut down school, that's what we'd have to do. We would honestly just not go, and they would be forced to shut it down because the government puts in too much money, too much tax money into schools, right? And they're gonna know that this is dumb. We're spending money. No one's even going to our schools. So then shut them down.
Do you first personally feel that they're spending a lot of money on school education?
No. Compared to them, no. They don't spend nothing. Because literally, like, they can't even fix a fence. They can't fix anything, right? They say they spend so much money on books. What books are we getting, right?
So
it's the same book plus 10 pages.
They're throwing us in boxes, right?
Yes.
These schools literally are built like boxes, right? And it almost feels like prison when you go there because it's just so bland. It's boring. Have you heard anyone that says, I want to go to school today? Like, no one wants to do that, man. Like, it's just pointless. Like, there's no reason to go, man. It's dumb. There's nothing interesting about it. The only reason why people even feel like going sometimes is because of their social connections.
Yeah, because they get to make friends or whatever.
Right. So these people are over here creating a system basically built to fail, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or they're not made built to fail for them. They're making money off of you anyway.
Yeah. So they don't care.
They're built to fail for you, and they're making money off of it no matter what, even if you fail or not, because they're just getting the money for you going to the school. They're not getting the money
because
for you.
People trust the government. They're like, oh, it's the government, bro. They're not gonna do nothing to us, right?
Right.
They protect us, right? But you said last time, we're their property, right? We can't leave this place without nothing, right? We're owned by them, right? That's what they think of us as, property, right?
Right.
And if you have like COVID, right? That's why I feel so strongly that it was created because they wanted to cut down population. Yes, right. But also like, I don't know, China, I feel like they didn't mean for it to go everywhere, right? They kind of just wanted to have it stay localized, right? Because every smart person knew that this was going to happen. Everyone knew it was coming. It happens every 10 years or something like that, right?
Some major plague or some disease.
Right, and over time it's going to get quicker and quicker. It's how it goes.
Do you feel like eventually we'll succumb to it, or...
Honestly, if we don't advance as a race, that we're most likely gonna get wiped out. If we don't come up with a cure.
So, me and you were talking about this not too long ago, but in the year, if you look at status of like growth, right? The status of growth pretty much is plateaued at the year 2000. Everything from 2000, if you look at like technology advancements, it's like skyrocketing like But if you look at like advancements in general, like medical field and whatnot, it's like a plateau.
It's the same shit,
right?
They don't add nothing new. They say, oh, we changed up one of the, like phones. When a company makes too many phones, they don't put nothing new into it. They upgrade it. They upgrade it a little bit, but the price goes up by like 200 on that phone.
Right.
It's the same thing, just a little faster. Oh, then that's what they do in the medical field, basically, right? So what? This IV port, it's a little wider, so you have more water going into you. Like,
Right.
it's like I don't know. They're not even what I can't think of the word.
They're not
They're just
innovating, right?
yeah,
Innovating
yeah,
anymore,
yeah.
right?
They're just making the same stuff, just a little better. And that's not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like I think of it as like jumps. They're not jumping.
Yeah,
They're like
that's how I
crawling.
feel about it. They're just not. They're not leaping like they did when
Yeah.
they decided, okay, we're just gonna fly to the moon because that's the jump. You have to leap. They're not taking leaps of faith for advancements, right?
Yeah, yeah. They're not I
So we're
mean,
sort of
yeah,
losing our like human curiosity, if that makes sense.
yeah.
Uh,
Because people are becoming so defined on what was created, right? If you think about a plane, right? Before a plane was created, nobody believed it was possible to fly. They
right.
said if we were meant to fly, we were going to be born with wings, right? So no one thought it was possible, right? Damn, someone made a fucking plane. It flies, right? Then everyone's like, oh, we can fly now,
No, but
right?
like the really sad thing is that no one, I mean, some of us are really trying to advance our human race. Everyone's just like, we're fine where we're at. I
Exactly.
don't get why this is the biggest problem we have currently. Everyone's like, okay, we're the furthest we can go. We don't need to go anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Like
with that mindset, you're not going to go
everyone
anywhere.
feels like they don't need to expand, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
Like they don't feel like it's necessary, right?
My God, we only conquered one fucking planet. Like that's like there's so much stuff to do, right? And it's people just don't want to go anywhere, right? And it's literally because the schooling system it creates so many people that are alike that nobody even dares of imagining something that's not possible,
So if you
right?
thought about it, if you think real hard, there's people like Elon Musk, right? That
Yeah,
are being this creative advancer in technology that we were just talking about we need, right?
yeah.
I feel like in this generation we're gonna have a surplus of them, but like not enough. I feel like
Not enough. It's never enough. Like yeah, we're getting more because they're seeing what could be, right? They see the possibility, right?
thanks to the
But
internet, right?
what's taught from the old generation that they give some of us, and the downfall is the fact that if it's not possible, then it's impossible, right?
Right.
If you can if you don't if like I don't know how to explain like if it's not already created, then it's not gonna be possible, right? People are like, oh, you can't teleport, right? You gotta make a teleporting machine, right? Impossible. That's never gonna be possible,
Right.
right?
You can't talk with your mind. Well, it's
Yeah.
happening.
If you
Elon
say that,
Musk
then
is
it's never gonna
creating it, you
happen.
know?
Exactly,
Like,
right? Everyone's like, electric cars, they suck. It's only golf carts. They can't go faster than 20 miles an hour, right? Like fastest car, right? In fucking ages, right? Fucking Tesla, 0 to 60 in like a second,
fastest
literally.
acceleration, pretty much
Yeah,
to
for
date.
electric car, and they're nice too. Like they're sleek, they're clean, right? Modern look, right?
Right.
And every company that's tried to take Tesla down with the new electric cars or whatever hybrids, right, has failed. Has failed
They can't
because
create exactly the same. And they seem to
yeah,
run way worse. Like, they.
yeah, there way more problems because they haven't. I don't. Tesla is so much further ahead of all the other car
Well,
systems.
it's because they were the ones that were like, we're taking the leap. Anyone that takes the
Yeah,
leap
yeah,
is actually bound
yeah.
to succeed. Like,
And if your company is built on motors and that's your fan base, right? Just a bunch of like, let's just say older guys that drink beers and love Fords, right? That's just like that's their fan base, right? That guy's not gonna buy a fucking Tesla. He
exactly.
doesn't care about a Tesla. He cares about his Ford, his engine, right?
Right.
Right. And like Tesla, like no one can take them down because they've symbolized that they are the one and only electric motor industry,
Right.
right? They created it, right? They started it, right? And they're gonna have the majority of people, right?
Right.
Yeah, it might be a new company come out of the woodworks, right? But they're not gonna be as big as Tesla.
Right. Right. Right.
Tesla is just I don't know, it's such a big name now, right? And he just knows how to I guess, play with it. Like he's built up such a good like name and brand, right? And that
Right.
it's good. You know what I mean?
Right, right,
He
right.
has all the right people looking at him.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have to finish this up. We're on the hour mark.
Oh,
So any last thoughts on uh like Tesla? Like, do you feel this leaping personality of these companies is what you will strive for when you're creating your business?
honestly, I don't like when I look at companies in general and stuff, right? I don't see myself having like a company that everyone else has. I just don't see that happening. Maybe in the beginning, I might create a company so that I can make a bunch of money from, so I can do what I actually want to do in life,
Right.
right? But I don't know. I feel like if I ever create a company, it's gonna be so much different than everything else, right?
Right.
It's not gonna focus on one thing. It's gonna be one name, right? It's gonna be a household name, right? But it's gonna be in every single category,
Right.
right? Like it's gonna be space, it's gonna be land, it's gonna be car, underwater. You know what I mean?
Right.
Technology, like it's gonna be in everywhere,
Right.
right? And that's the way I think about it. I'm not trying to focus on one thing, right? Make Ford only cars. You know what I mean? I feel like
Right.
that's the old way of thinking, and I don't want to limit myself to one thing, right? But yeah, in the beginning, it's gonna be hard, and I'm gonna have to focus on one thing, right?
Uh-huh.
But I'm gonna branch out like a tree, right? You build the foundation strong, right? And then it grows and grows, and then it branches out, right?
Right.
So many more ways. That's what's gonna happen. That's the way I think about business, right? That's how it
Right.
works, right? I feel like e-commerce and stuff is just an easy way to make a quick buck.
Right.
That's all I see, right? And it's long term game. I don't think that it's strong on long term game because it's I don't know. Like yeah, it's passive income, right? But if you're not looking into it good enough, you're gonna get destroyed by somebody else that's putting in more work.
Right.
That's
Um
why I feel like it's rough.
all right. So hope y'all enjoyed. Uh we're gonna probably keep talking about this on the next podcast. Hope y'all had a good time. This is the official Rare along with my co-host, the official Alan,
What's up?
signing off.